Start by taking this little hose clamp off right here with the screwdriver. My car doesn't have this, but you'll see there's going to be a screw right there. A screw in there. The oil cap. And then a screw right there. The next thing we're going to take off is this little guy. Now be careful not to yank up like a goon, because you see you've got this little hose right here and that little connector in there. To get this hose out, you're going to take your finger and press right here. And then after you press, pull out. And now that's free from the intake. Now the last thing we're going to take off, we're going to loosen this little clamp up. And then just pull that off. Now our intake is free. Next thing we're going to do is take our serpentine belt off. We've got a 15mm bolt right here. We're going to put our socket on, and then see that slacks up. Now we're going to go ahead and take these wheels off. I'm going to be using a 23mm, which is not the normal size. I tried to put the 22 on here, but you see it goes only on the front. These are 2-piece lug nuts, and the outside shell has, swells up. It's a really common problem. Luckily, I've got this gear wrench 1/2-inch socket set, and it's got no skips in the sizes, so it goes 21, 22, 23, which is fitting pretty perfectly. Link in the description down below. It means a lot if you use my links in the description to buy your tools. On the ZR2, we've got a skid plate, so we're gonna go ahead and remove the front part of it. Oh, look, it's actually slotted, so you don't need it. So I'm gonna actually put the bolts back in there. First bolt we're gonna grab is this bottom one right here. It's a 13. I'm gonna slide on in here. I got the gear wrench 120 XP ratchet. Oh, you fucker. Well, son of a bitch. Can't fucking see. Now to get to the next bolt, the top bolt, we're gonna go in above this hose right here. And I've got this long extension. And now I'm just reaching in there and pulling that second bolt out, and the compressor just fell down. So let me tell you something, guys. I thought I was gonna be able to get to the back bolt, because you see there's a third hole. You got 1, 2, we just took those 2 bolts out. What about this third one? Well, I have a theory that maybe the ZR2 doesn't have a back bolt because the whole front suspension, it looks to me like it's not even possible to get to where the back bolt would be, because it's like back here. So I think there's extra stuff on the ZR2, or maybe it's the 4x4, but there's no back bolt. So I would get to the back bolt the same way as I did right now with the long extension, if you're wondering. You can't do that on the bottom bolt though, because it's behind the cross member. Whoever was in here last broke the connector, so normally you would have to press a little tab, but all I have to do is just pull it and it comes right off. Your second connector is right there. You can actually see that the wires are cut on this one, or broken or whatever, but this also has to come out normally. Now the only thing holding us in is the manifold hoses. So what I did was I got this 13 millimeter socket, and I crawled from underneath, and I just I would show you if I could. There's nothing to see. I didn't see anything. You're not gonna see anything. I fucking got in there and I just put the socket on the bolt. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. If you're not skinny, sorry all you fatties out there. I came in from the top with my extension and slotted it onto the socket. I could not do it any other way. I could not just take the socket and feed it down in there, because I couldn't even tell if it was a 10, 11, 12. It's a 13 for me. Who knows what it'll be on your truck. And I could barely fit the socket in there. So I did it the way that I did it. And now I'm gonna pull the manifold out. In order to separate the manifold hoses from the compressor, what I did was I grabbed the compressor after I took the bolt off. I grabbed the compressor like this, and then I took my left hand and I grabbed, I reached up in there. Look, you can't even see my hand, dude. Like, look, I reached up in there. I grabbed the hose wherever I could, which was like right here. I grabbed it right here. I don't even know. The point is, I grabbed the hose, I grabbed this with the other hand, and then I fucking shook them both together until the manifold hoses came loose. Fuck this truck. Fuck this truck. If you've got a ZR2, tell me in the comments down below. I don't think that the ZR2 is the same as the non-ZR2 because I can't find a video that looks exactly like this, where the bolt, it bolts in from the side with all 3 bolts, and it's a lot more difficult to get to than on the other videos that I saw. Now I'm gonna go ahead and remove this little thing so that I can take this hose and get it out of the way. I got the fan out, and that is the next step. I got the compressor out. Obviously, taking the fan out is the answer that I could not find on the internet. I really didn't want to take it out. It wasn't a big deal though. I just took this little hose off and took this little hose off and then shimmied it back and forth, and it's all good now. We've got our new compressor. We've got a 5mm on my stud to put the stud in. And then we've got these 2 little seals. The new compressor comes with a stud, but this thing is like way longer than the old stud, and I think that's pretty dumb. And now, with my fan removed, it's pretty easy to just slide this bad boy in here. Just kind of push the hoses out of the way. Okay. Now she's in the spot. The next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and get my manifold bolt bolted back up. Okay, so I'm just tightening up the bottom bolt a little bit just to hold stuff in place. And I don't know if you saw anything right there, but we're gonna put the bolts in and then we're gonna put the manifold on because it doesn't really want to work the other way around. I think it would be better to probably take the manifold off first and then put the bolts on first right now before we put the manifold on. All right, you see the socket in there on the manifold? Whenever I had the thing bolted up, the compressor bolted up like it is right now, I've got the 2 front bolts in, the extension right here doesn't seat fully onto the socket. And also this truck ate my deep well, so I don't have a deep well, I only have the shallow one, which is another reason why we wanted to use the original stud, which was shorter, because I only have a shallow socket. I had to put the socket onto the stud, onto the nut, and then I got this on there and I'm able to get it tight enough to seal everything and get it tight, but I can't get the extension all the way into the socket because it needs to be a deep well. And so it's just barely, like, this whole shitty ass setup is just barely enough. Next, I put this thing back on. This is good to remove because it let me see further in there. And then I put my serpentine belt on. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my fan back in. And here's a good look at the serpentine belt routing. It goes from the water pump down to the alternator, to the idler, to the tensioner, to the crank, to the AC compressor, and back up to the water pump. Now we're gonna go ahead and reinstall our coolant hose. I really like to use channel locks like this to work on clamps, constant tension clamps like this. Link in the description below. Oh. Oh no, I did the thing. Oh, come on. How do I get this undone? I've never actually successfully clamped one of these things closed before. There we go. Gotta go left instead of right. Cool. And then there was also this little hose. And now we're gonna go ahead and put our cover back on. Okay, the little PCV valve is going on right now. That just slips on. And then this little guy right here. Screw drive, the drive screw on. And then over here, we gotta get that part to go in. So that's on there. Now that should be on there. Go ahead and screw drive that thing. Okay. Now don't forget, you should have a screw right there, a screw right there, and then a screw down there somewhere. Now this guy is gonna go on here. That just slips right there. You see there's that little tab right there. That little tab right there. Now the screwdriver. You shouldn't normally have to take off the back splash guard, but I did because I was looking for nuts and bolts. I'm sorry, looking for sockets. Okay, so now there's one bolt back there. And then we're gonna put this bad Jackson in right here. Okay, start that thread, and then put this guy in. Start that thread. Heyo. And then, ow. Oh. And then I'm going to thread this in. Just start it. As well as this one. You don't have to thread them all the way in. You just start them because it's locked on our splash guard, on our bash guard, rather. All right. Oh no, I need. You tell where my help was at when you found me. Oh. There it is, guys. That was a 2018 Colorado HVAC compressor. I hope that this video helped you. The overall takeaway from this video is that you've got to take the fan out. When you're doing the compressor on a 2018, at least on the ZR2, you've got to take the fan out. The back bolt, I have no clue. I have no clue about the back bolt because this compressor got replaced with a cheap compressor about a year ago, which is why I'm doing it again. When the guy replaced the compressor the first time, he did not replace the back bolt. I thought maybe it was a ZR2 exclusive feature. No, that makes way too much sense for any dumbass engineer to do it. Why would we not put a stupid ass bolt that we don't need at the back in literally an impossible place to get to? I could never have gotten a wrench in there. There's no combination of extensions or sockets that would let me get in there, swivels, anything like that. I have no clue how you're actually gonna get the back bolt off of your truck because the other video that I saw was on a 2015 and a 2016. No luck. They are not the same as this ZR2. If you have any questions, go ahead and like them. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments down below. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you can contribute monetarily, the different ways you can do that are by becoming a channel member, leaving a super chat, or by using my links, my Amazon links below to buy your tools and anything that you buy from Amazon. I really appreciate you watching. Keep an eye up the hill, guys.